So guys, today back in a video on the channel. Today we are here ranking all the best home kits from the Newcastle United Premier League era. That's starting from 1992 to 2020. Make sure to leave a like, lads. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. In the last tier list, 50% of you watched the video and didn't subscribe to the channel, so it would mean that if you could go and subscribe. We're going to try and hit 10k by the end of the year. It's one of the biggest goals I've ever hit, and with this coronavirus and whatnot, it's not great. So lads, I'm trying to still make content with no vlogs and whatnot, so make sure to leave a like, lads. Subscribe to the channel. We'll go from the 1992 all the way up to the present date and ranking them in the tier list. So lads, let's get into it now, and we'll start off by looking at the 1992-1993 kit. So starting off with the 1992-1993 home kit. I'm not, it's good because the sponsor really stands out on the kit in my opinion, but it's the way that it's halved, and one side's a lot more thicker, the stripes, and one's a lot more thin, but the badge's in the right place, it's not in the middle. The collar, it's traditional back in the day. I've got to put it in good. Next up it is the 1993-1995 kit. So this kit lasted for 2 seasons, and when I look at this kit, it reminds me of Andy Cole, a Newcastle United legend, the number 9 before Alan Shearer, and for me it's a really nice kit, and I've got to put it in great, I do, and it's a really nice kit. The sponsor works because it's black and white. It looks like a Newcastle shirt, black and white, no blue, no gold, nothing like that. It's black and white, traditional for Newcastle United, and I really do like the kit. Next up it is the 1995-1996 kit, and this kit was worn for when we beat Manchester United 5-0, and it's a nice kit. I've got, no, it's not that shirt there, it's not that one. We'll get onto that kit in a second, but it's a nice kit. The classic Adidas logo, the first kit with the Brown O'Neill. I've got to put it in great. Next up it is the 96-97 season, and that kit is unbelievable. It's for me the best kit Newcastle United have ever brought out. That goes in the unreal section. It's unbelievable. It's so nice. It just looks like Newcastle United. One of the only kits that I like with a badge in the middle, like obviously the kit I'm wearing now, but for me it looks so nice. The collar is really nice, and that kit was meant to be the same as like this kit sort of thing, with the same kit as when we won the Fairs Cup in 1973, I think it was. We're trying to do that kit like that. The collar's the same, the badge and stuff were the same, but that kit is unreal. Next up is the kit that started the decade off in 2000, and that's the kit up there, so you can see it. I've got that one signed. It's a really nice kit. When I look at this kit, it reminds me of Duncan Ferguson's volley against Manchester United. When I see that kit, it reminds me of that, and it's good to see these kits back and looking at them being like, oh my god, some of the favourite Newcastle United legends have wore these kits, and I do really like the kit. The reason it doesn't go in Unreal is because the blue, and the blue, it doesn't make it worse, it's just, it kind of go into the Unreal because of the blue, but the colour's a little bit different. It's like the most traditional, like more like the first one, where it's a bit more of a collar, but really nice kit. I do really like it, and so I've got it signed, and you can see it in every video I do. So me, I think it goes into the great. Next up, it's the kit that was around 2002 to 2004 season, and this was the kit where Jermaine Jean wore, Oliver Bernard, people like that, but Nobby Solano, his goal against Birmingham away from home when he had a really nice shot from about 35 yards out. That's what kit reminds me of that kit. It's not going into grey for me, it goes into the good section. It's a nice kit, but it's the sponsor that lets it down a little bit. It's not the classic Brown O'Neill, and for me the only kit that's going to go into the Unreal or grey is with the Brown O'Neill or stuff like that, but for me it goes into good. Next up it is the 2005-2006 kit, and I've actually, because I made the tier list, it wasn't already made, and I put 2 images in. I've put the one where it's just the kit for the season, and it's Shearer's testimonial kit where obviously he retired at Newcastle United, played against Celtic, scored that 90th minute penalty. I've put that kit into great, and I've put the normal kit into good. I didn't realise that them two were the same kit, but a nice kit. Northumbrian Rock is the sponsor for this one, and that sponsor lasted for a little while, about 6-7 years that sponsor lasted for, so fair play to them for keeping the sponsor at Newcastle United. And I've got to say, obviously, Shearer's testimonial game, the gold actually works with the sponsor, with the little testimonial thing on the kit. I like it, I really do. It goes into great for the Shearer testimonial kit, and then good for the season. Now moving on to the 2007-2009 kit. This kit was used for 2 seasons, and this is the start of the Mike Ashley era. We got relegated in this kit, and I'm not a fan personally. It's just not nice. I don't like it. It's just a bit slop in my opinion. It doesn't really stand out in my opinion, but you might like it. It was a season we got relegated in it, and we had it for 2 seasons, and for when football was like that, and it was all about starting to come into money and that, and that's when Mike Ashley started bringing kits in every season, because I can't see Mike Ashley ever having a kit the same as 2 seasons, because he won't be making as much money. But that kit I've got to put in the bad. Championship season in 2009-2010, and I couldn't really get a good image of it like all the other ones where it's just the kit. The only image I could get of it was with Jonas Gutierrez, and nothing against Jonas, he's an absolute legend of the club, but I'm not a fan. That's the worst kit so far in my opinion. It's got to go into awful. It looks more white than black, and all the other kits have been more black than white. It looks like it's been a white shirt with black stripes on it, when really it should be a black shirt with white stripes on it. But I'm not a fan of it. It has to go into awful. Now moving on to 2010-2011 season. And when I think of this kit, I think of Czech Tuoti's goal against Arsenal, Andy Carroll's long shot against Liverpool. And it was actually like the first, I was like, how old was I in 2010? Like bloody 7, 8. That was my first proper kit I had as a Newcastle fan. Like the first proper kit, I got the right on the back. I was absolutely buzzing with it, but I don't like it. It was the first Puma kit. Obviously, we're with Puma still. I'm missing the Adidas, and I'm not a fan of it personally. I don't like how the Puma's got to be in the middle, and then the Nikes on. Then the badge on the right. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. If the badge is on the, if it's like this kit, if the Puma's there, the badge has got to go there, not the Puma there and the badge there. It's a bit stupid, but I've got to put it in the bad. And it was like my proper first kit as a Newcastle fan, so it does bring back memories of me wearing it, but I didn't really like it. Next up, it is the 2011-2012 season. This was an unbelievable season for Newcastle, our best season of the last decade, and to be fair, it's a nice kit, but I've put it in bad because it doesn't compare to some of the other kits that are in the good section, in my opinion. We had a great season with it, but one thing that I dislike, that we changed the sponsor in the middle of it, in the middle of the season, and that's got nothing to do with the club. That's the sponsor, and they've obviously, I don't know what happened with it. I can't remember, but it was a bit naff because when the sponsor came on, it was the first game. It didn't fit the little black section, so it went above it, and it just wasn't nice. I put it into the bad section, even though we had a fantastic season wearing the kit. Now moving on to 2012-2013 season, and that's that kit there. That kit there. That's that one there with my name on the back. Got that when I was a bairn, and I'm not a fan. It's the Virgin Money that just stands out. It's red. Why we're having red on a Newcastle kit? The Puma gold's nice. I do like the gold from the Puma, but yet again, it looks like I just don't like it. It's like they've tried to put too much on it to make it look nice, like the black lines. The sleeves have got like, it's not like just black like this one I'm wearing now. It's like got a bit white in it, and I'm not a fan personally, even though I did wear it loads of when I was a bairn. I've put it into the bad section. Now moving on to 2013-14 season, and I did like this kit, and I bought the kit when it came out, and I just didn't know where it went. I've looked up and down that wardrobe to find it, and I just literally can't find that kit. I don't know what's happened to it, so I don't think I have to buy a new one or whatnot, but that kit, I do like it. I do. It brings us back good memories of FIFA 14, and I used that kit at the full of FIFA 14. That was the best time in life, playing FIFA 14, and The blue, some kits it doesn't work with the blue, but it does there. And from like the 2016-17 season with the other Wonga, I prefer that Wonga to the massive blue blodge in the middle. But I put it into good. I do like it, considering I've had a lot of memories wearing the kit on FIFA 14. But yeah, I do like the kit. 2014, 2015. That year started off great wearing that kit. We were like mid-table, and then it all slumped down when Alan Pardew left the club, and we won one game in like 12 or whatever it was. Riviere, Cabela. It wasn't a great season, but I didn't really like the kit. I've got it there. It's completely fully signed, and I've got a better look of it. So I'm gonna look it up there. I'm not a fan. The gold looks nice, but it's the way that black is on the top, and the stripes are like not all the way up. I'm not a fan of that. For me, that goes into the bad. Moving on to the 2015-16 season, the season we did get relegated with that kit. I'm going to quickly twist that. I don't know if you better see it. You can slightly see the kit there. That kit is, I've got that fully signed, and I'm not a fan. Like I said, sometimes the blue works, but when you put too much blue on it, when you're putting blue on black stripes on the bottom, not for me personally. The gold off on the Puma's nice, but yet again that massive blue Wonga stands out so much, and for me, I'm not a fan. It goes into the awful. 2016, 2017, and I've got that kit up there, so I'm gonna have a proper look at it. There's not much blue on it, just from the only blue on it is from the Wonga. The gold actually stands out a lot nice, nicer than the other kits that I've got gold on it. I am a fan of it. I do like it, and it's definitely not going into the bad ones. It's going into the good, in my opinion. It's a nice kit. 2017, 18, and yet again, lads, I've got it up there fully signed. A nice kit. I really do like that kit, and I just wish it still fit us. I have to buy another one because that kit up there, it doesn't fit us anymore. I'm a fan. Obviously, it was the anniversary of the club, 125 years. I do like the kit. Only thing, if the Puma was gold, that could potentially be pushed into the unreal, but it's a fairly nice kit. I do like it. It goes into the great. 2018, 19, and last season it was final season for Rafa. Rondon scoring bangers. Almiron signing, breaking a transfer record with that kit. It's better than this season's, but it's worse than the season before, the 17-18 season. I put it into the good because it looks like a Newcastle kit in my opinion. It's black and white. Maybe it's a bit too much white. It looks a bit like, I don't know. It looks a lot white with just black stripes, which is better than some of the kits, but it goes into good in my opinion. And finally, this season's kit, I've actually got it on now, but I'll show a photo on screen like all the other kits. At first, I really didn't like it, and then after a while, I started getting used to it, but I still wish it had more than, well, 5 stripes, well, even if you count the sleeves, but I'm not a fan. I do like the colour, I really like the colour, but the fun it doesn't work in my opinion with that kit, but I put it in a bad. At the start of the season, I would probably would have put that in awful, but since I've grew with it a little bit more, it's going into the bad. Lads, that's the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I can see the tier lists are doing very good on the channel, so let me know more tier list selections in the comment section down below. Do you agree with my kits? And let me know what's your favourite kit in Newcastle. Only one goes into the Unreal section for me. Do you agree with me? Do you think another kit should go into there? Lads, it's been a pleasure. See you all in the next one. I'm going to try and get loads of tier lists done because it looks like you are enjoying them. So I'll try and get more tier lists done. If you can leave some comments of suggestions what I could do. But anyways, lads, I'll see you all in the next one.